Things are faced. Oh dear! What a sad act! Obstacles and through the fissure. Through the jaws. Awful. Come on, get up again. Oh, green helmet, of course. He's in hospital today with concussion.
What if we made this into a game?
Yeah, this is big brain time.
In a shit year like 2020, the human race prevailed once again by making the best of this time spent indoors with none other than the media's favourite pastime, video games. We've had epic experiences bless our TVs and monitors with graceful camera pans, swinging axes, and so many trailers you could rival your local Odeon. Games like Animal Crossing, Last of Us 2, Crash Bandicoot, Watch Dogs and Cyberpunk have all put a somewhat positive spin to a pretty dreadful year. It's not just games that help put a ray of sunshine on the gloomy number, we've had 2 new consoles fighting out for total supremacy this year. So with all that money spent in development time for multi-million-pound companies developing multi-million-pound games, what's taken the crown for provisional winner of 2020? Fall Guys! Not very often can an indie studio wrestle the Steam charts into submission, but they've passed the good game test with flying colours, with rounds of applause from literally everyone on the planet. I think together with everyone on the planet, we deserve something a bit exciting this year, and Fall Guys is the game that's landed in the middle of a virus with unknown origin to help ease our pain and bedtimes alike. I should probably get some sleep. Say if it was a first-person shooter, it wouldn't have gained any traction, essentially whatsoever. Massive corporations like Activision and whoever owns PUBG have already monopolised and doubled down on the cluttered section that is the Battle Royale genre. But oh no. Not Fall Guys. It not only fell a gap in the genre, it rammed the bulldozer through it and made it a gateway to something new and exciting. How many indie games have come out recently with this big a hype train on release? With a game as simplistic as Fall Guys, it's no wonder how it's caught on like wildfire. Nah, that's still too early. It's truly astonishing how much content has been made surrounding it that's been streamed and uploaded onto YouTube and Twitch. I say this now contributing to it, but if you look at said content, it's usually just men in their 30s with strange facial hair and a lack of creativity. But because I can't grow facial hair without humiliating myself any more since the creation of this channel, I'm going to streamline it into 3 parts. Number 1, what is this game and how does it work? Number 2, why does it charm me like any female on Twitch? And number 3, my closing statements. So as much as I'd love to dawdle and make the length of this video any longer to try and draw in more than 60 views this time, I should probably start this thing properly. So without further ado... If you hadn't caught on from the entire internet and the start of this video, it's like Takeshi's Castle but also on mushrooms while simultaneously fighting to be the first against everyone else on the same course as you. Calamity ensues, cue the laughter. It's a genuine shock no one has actually attempted this before. The only other attempt I could maybe think of is the Doritos game off the Xbox 360, but that doesn't count because it's shite. The initial rush of 60 people all attempting to get across a seesaw platform at the same time is something I doubt many other games in the future will be able to replicate. The variety from 4 teams chasing each other for tails to one-man wimblewing your way to the top of a flooding obstacle skyscraper is pretty much the pinnacle of human achievement. You might go, well, person with just over 50 subscribers, how does it work? Good question, my friend, and now I shall answer it to the best of my abilities. Don't come last. Alright, that was me, and I'll answer it properly this time. The ultimate goal on how to progress is by finishing within a limit of how many players progress through each round, with the best players getting through. Duh. This partnered with the variety I mentioned earlier means you need to remain cool-headed throughout all the things thrown your way, and be a general jack of all trades, master of all of them. With this perfect mix of skill and a little bit of luck, flings the game skyward in the replayability charts like a new re-release of All I Want for Christmas. Fuck off!
Now that's offensive. You should check it out. It's thick as fuck, dude.
This game looks like Wipeout but on acid, and that's a fucking art style, not how it plays. From the little jelly bean characters tumbling around like a year 6 leavers party on a rented bounty castle, to the pastel ocean of poison that surrounds some stages, it's the little things that makes you go, ah, that's somewhat cute. The art direction and colour scheme that's splashed all over the game promotional material sums up the exact kind of gameplay you should expect. wacky and a bit random, and that's a brilliant job by the team who made this masterpiece.
Da Vinci?
There's plenty of times where either the trailer or colour scheme doesn't actually match the actual gameplay that's unfolding around you, but that isn't the case for Fall Guys. It's that someone's refined the colour scheme used to extract every little potential emotion they want you to feel. It's like watching an underdog version of Wipeout. The concept is similar to a massive program with a massive fan base, but adds so many new twists, spins and open-ended interpretations to tasks that only an indie studio could create. The developers were open with the design philosophy in interviews, with a falling is funny attitude ingrained in the creation of this game. For such a small feature, it adds bucket loads of delightfulness to what would be a basic game. Don't even get me started on the music though, this stuff is the thing of champions. I'm biased towards, quick, exciting music that's there for fun, and the soundtrack ticks every single box available. It gets you hyped for the next round where you'll ultimately just crash out in the first stage. Very little games have that in a soundtrack where you can just be fuming that you've been knocked out due to an unlucky fall, but you'll quite happily listen to the soundtrack that was playing when you got decimated. In fact, I like it so much, you haven't got a choice. So here's 30 seconds of the main menu music I used earlier, but without my daft voice speaking over it. This game has rocked the boat a little bit in 2020. It's been a game that should have been made at the start of the whole Battle Royale craze, but has only just come around into fruition within the recent months. It seems to be the start of a new era for multiplayer games in general, with Among Us also entering the mainstream at about the same time Fall Guy has. I think hopefully it might pull some influence over game design against the big developers now, with the free battle pass with everything being unlockable without an extra charge, with the premium currency being earned with wins from playing the game rather than just paying a fee. It's a breath of fresh air in an extremely anti-consumer market right now, and it might just be the solid foundation of a turning point for games in the future. I'm off. Editing this video took way too long.
Are you sitting comfortably? Then we'll begin.